Yeah, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I am Darren, of course. I am your host again. Today, I'm going to do something I know I haven't done before on the channel, and we're going to make some Greek gyro meat, and you can call it whatever you want, gyro, gyro, whatever you want to call it. We're going to make Greek meat, and we're going to use some regular ground beef and some regular ground domestic lamb that I got from Porter Road. And we're going to use some of the Freshjax seasonings, including their Greek seasoning. So, alright guys, this is going to be really easy, really simple. Sous vide, and we're going to put it on the rotisserie to finish it off. It's going to be great. I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter. Sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Alright guys, like I said, we're going to cook this sous vide before we put it on the rotisserie, just so that we can get it cooked all the way through, all the way pasteurized, so that we don't have to wait for it to overcook on the grill. So it's going to let it retain some of that juice. It's going to make sure the meat's pasteurized all the way through, and it's going to cook it all the way through without us having to worry about doing that on the spit on the rotisserie. So I have my Joule here set at 150 degrees. And we're going to do it for about 5 hours or so. You could probably do less, probably could do 4, because I'm not going to make these very, very thick. And I'm going to put make two kind of tubes, and we're going to put them in our chamber vac. So I'm going to make them about as long as the bag is here, a little bit less than the bag. So maybe about a good 7-8 inches here. And then we're going to do 2 of those, put them in one bag, and we should be able to go ahead and get those cooked sous vide pretty easy. So the first thing I'm going to do though is take the meat out of these packs. Like I said, I did get the ground domestic lamb from Porter Road. It's some of the best lamb I've ever had was from Porter Road. So last time I ordered from them, I made sure to get some ground lamb. Last time I got lamb from them, I think they were out of the ground lamb, but I got both the lamb chops and I got lamb ribs, and I've got their lamb leg of lamb before, and it's all been fantastic. So I got about a pound and a half of regular ground beef and about a pound of the lamb. So that's going to be what we're using today. I like that ratio. You can use half and half. You can use a quarter lamb to, 3/4 of ground beef, however you want. So this is going to be about 2.5 pounds of complete meat. It's got a lot of fat in it, so it's going to render a lot of that out. So it'll probably come out with about, maybe just under 2 pounds of product when it's done. So I got my meat in there, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my hands to mix this up, but I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of citrus pepper from Freshjax, and you want to season this up really good. Of course, you don't want to over season it, but that's about 2 teaspoons there. I got their garlic herb seasoning, about the same, about 2 teaspoons. Their Greek authentic Greek herb blend, I'm going to put maybe a little bit more, maybe about 3 teaspoons of that in here. And then about a teaspoon and a half of rosemary lemon sea salt. And that should be about it. Put a little bit more of the Greek in there. So I'll put the what I put in there in the description below. I know it looks like I'm just throwing stuff in, but I kind of know just from my experience the measurements. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just stir this up with my hands. I'm going to mix it up really, really good, make sure the lamb and the ground beef get mixed together and those seasonings get mixed in there. And then I'll be back. Well guys, I realized I forgot an important ingredient before I even started mixing this up. As soon as I shut the camera off, I remembered I took about a 1/4 cup of chopped onions in here as well. So finely diced up chopped onion. You can't forget that. You need that onion kick to your gyro meat. So about a 1/4 cup in there. So I got all my stuff in there. Now, a lot of people are going to go, well, don't you need some kind of binder or some kind of liquid in there. Well, you really don't with this. It's gonna be really thick by itself. So the moisture that's already in the meat is going to be plenty. So I got this all in there, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you. Just take your hands and just get in there and mix this stuff up as much as you can. If you want to put it in some kind of blender, or not blender, a food processor or mixer, you can do that. I'm just not going to do that. I prefer to get in there, get my hands dirty per se, and mix it all up by hand. A lot of people do use a food processor. It makes it easier, and it gets them more of that, I guess, more of that grounds it up some more with your chopper blade. And so you can do that if you want to, but I'm just not going to do that today. So I'm going to mix this up pretty good, probably for a good 5 or 6 minutes, and just make sure I don't have any noticeable clumps of seasoning. Okay guys, I got these all set. I got them the shape I want. You could make just one big one if you want. All depends on how you're going to do it, but like I said, in order to fit them inside my chamber bag, I had to kind of do them this way. And when I put these in the chamber vac, I'm gonna adjust the time of the vacuum so that it doesn't squish these all the way down. So I'll probably just set it to like maybe 15 or 20 seconds instead of 30. So, because I just don't want them to get squished all the way flat. So, and you can do that with a chamber sealer by just reducing the amount of time that you have it in there. So, all right, I got them in there just the way I want them. Now I just need to seal them up, put them in the sous vide. I'll be back when that's done. Well, all right, guys, you see I put it right at 20 seconds, and you see it's still got the round shape to it. It didn't flatten it out. And I could always just push it together a little more to make sure it's still got that roundish shape to it. So we got it in our vacuum pack. I'm going to go ahead and stick it. Our sous vide bath is right up to temp, and it should be right at 5 hours. We should be done, maybe 4, but we just want it to cook all the way through. It's not tenderizing or anything like that. So that's all we're really looking for, is just to cook the meat all the way through. So 4.5 hours should be great, because it's not really that thick. 4 hours should be plenty on this. All right, guys, it's going to sit there in the bath, and then we'll get it on the rotisserie for dinner time. I'll be back. Well, all right, guys, our gyro meat is all done. Right about, I did 4.5 hours or so, and I know it's completely done. I'm just drying it off here. And what we're going to do, we're not even going to turn our smoker on today. We're actually just going to torch this. We're going to actually put it on our spit, on our rotisserie, and we're going to turn the rotisserie on the grill, but we're just going to torch it and cut it off, and then torch it again and just cut off some into this pan, and that's how we're going to serve it up. So it's already cooked all the way through, so all we're really doing is getting that Maillard reaction, get a little crisp to it, cutting it off, let it spin, and while we keep cutting it off till we get it all the way gone and cut up. All right, guys, I'll see you over at the grill, and we'll get this on the rotisserie. All right, guys, let's get this thing turned on here. There we go. All right, we got some power. It's turning pretty good. And like I said, we're just going to use our torch here to crisp this up. We get it going. A nice Sear Pro torch from Amazon. That's all we're going to do. Since this is already cooked, now you can cook this over the grill if you want, but since it's already cooked all the way through, all I'm going to do is use this torch to crisp up the skin, the outside, and then we're going to cut it off and then do it again. But we're going to take a bite just so you guys can know how good this came out. Well, hindsight's 20/20, guys. I realized after I did this that I should have turned the tines the other way around. That way they wouldn't get in the way when I start cutting this. So if you try this at home, you can turn the tines on the other side and lock it down. That way the meat doesn't move, but the tines don't get in your way when you're trying to cut it. Go ahead and trim this off. There we go. I don't want to get too deep. I pretty much just want to get this caramelized meat here. So you can see that. Check that out, guys. Ooh, it's still hot. Burning my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this. Wow, that's some great gyro meat. Perfect seasonings from the Freshjax, Greek, and all those other seasonings. That's going to be perfect in my pita. So check it out, guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and cut up some more and go ahead and finish making a meat pile, and I'll be back with you in just 1 minute. Alright guys, once I got my meat pile ready, I'm going to go ahead and just hit it again with a torch just to crisp it up just a little bit more. Get some more of that Maillard reaction so that it gets it all through the meat. Well, there you go, guys. Nice gyro meat here. Cooked sous vide all the way through. Those spices and onions, lamb, beef. Awesome. I'm going to go put this on probably a salad right now because I ran out of pitas, but gonna make sure we get some tzatziki sauce on it. But check it out, guys. Really easy recipe. Go ahead and try it yourself. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you follow the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. Make sure you follow us on our Fire and Water Cooking YouTube channel, and I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking video.